Hello everybody. Now we are going to talk on lab. So prior to this, we have already discussed CIDR and IP addresses. And in next video, we have in detail understood what is VPC, what is subnet, what is public and private subnet, how they become public and private, what is internet gateway, and what are route tables. So we have discussed everything. Now in this video, we are going to create VPC, we are going to create labs and everything. Fine. So we are going to create VPC via subnets, internet gateway, route table and everything uh, in a lab. And then I'm going to say you thanks. So before that, let's jump to AWS console. So this is my AWS console and I'm right now in North Virginia. Let's create a VPC in some other region. Let's create VPC in any region. Let's say we are creating VPC in Sydney. Fine. So I went to Sydney. Okay. And first of all, I changed my region from North Virginia to Sydney. And then I'm going to create VPC. So I'm going to search VPC, VPC, VPC. Okay, let me click on VPC. Okay, so I click on VPC. Now you can see I already have 3 VPC with me, one Meghna, one Sapient VPC, and I'm going to create one more VPC. So how to create VPC? Click on create VPC. Okay, I'm selecting the option VPC only. I'm going to create VPC only. For that, you have to give VPC name. So I'm giving Geeks VPC. Fine. The name of VPC and the CIDR which I'm choosing is, make sure that whenever you are creating VPC, your CIDR should not exceed from /16 to /28. Fine. It should be between /16 to /28. /16 means 65,536 IP. /28 means 16 IPs. How 16? /28. 2 to the power 32 minus 28 is 2 to the power 4 and 2 to the power 4 is 16. So it cannot be greater than 65,536 IPs and cannot be less than 16 IPs. So range varies from 16 to 28 only. So let's create our VPC of CIDR 192.168.0.0/16. So this is what I'm going to create. So what exactly I'm going to create for you? So I'm making one diagram so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So first of all, I'm going to create one VPC. So the name of VPC is Geeks VPC and I'm giving a CIDR 192.168.0.0/16. So this is what the CIDR I'm giving and you can see that. Fine. Now let me click on create VPC. Only this much required. So let me click on create VPC. So VPC is creating and yes, successfully created VPC. Now when you click on your VPC, you can see Geeks VPC with CIDR 192.168.0.0/16 is created. Now VPC is created. Now here it's in front of you. VPC is created. Now I'm going to create subnet. So I'm going to create subnet. What subnet? 2 subnet. One public subnet and one private subnet. Fine. And I hope you remember. And I told you that when you are coming to watch this video, please make sure that you have thoroughly watched the video number 1 and 2 of module 3. So here I'm going to create Geeks public subnet with CIDR 192.168.0.0/ let's say 20 and another Geeks private subnet with CIDR 192.168.0.0. It will be 16. So just give me a minute. So it will be .16.0/20. And you know why 16. I've already explained you in module video 2. Fine. So I'm not going to explain you here why I'm starting from 16. So here, how many IPs I'm creating? 4096. Here also 4096 IPs I'm creating. And if you remember, I told you very clearly that public subnet is not public by default. They are private only. So I'm going to show you everything. Let's start. So let me click on subnet and let me click on create subnet. For which VPC? I'm creating this for Geeks VPC. Okay. Now subnet name. So let's say it's Geeks public subnet. Only the name is subnet. So in Sydney, there are different availability zone. There are 3 availability zone where you want to create this subnet. Let's say in 2A. So this is your CIDR range of VPC. What CIDR you wanted to give. So I can only give 192.168, which is fixed. If you try to give any other CIDR, let's say 10.0.0.0/20. So it is saying that you are creating 4096, but can I create my subnet? No, CIDR address is not within the CIDR address of VPC. So it is showing that your VPC is this CIDR and you are choosing this CIDR. It's not possible. So let me rectify the issue. 192.168, fine, and then .0.0/16. Let me click on create subnet. So I created a subnet. So my Geeks public subnet is created. Now I'm going to create. So as per my diagram, Geeks public subnet is created. With 4096 IPs, I'm going to create one private subnet also. So I'm going to create one more subnet for which VPC? For Geeks VPC. And the name of subnet is Geeks private subnet. So it's G for Geeks, PRI for private, and subnet for subnet. Okay. And let's preference is to be availability zone. And I'm giving 192.168. And see, I will only be able to give 16. I already explained you everything. If I take any number less than 16, let's say if I take 9.0/20, so will I be able to take it? It will give me an error of overlapping. Let me click on create subnet and see that it is giving you error overlap, CIDR address overlap with your existing, the one which you have just created, public subnet. So it is with existing CIDR, and this is the existing CIDR of public subnet. So it is overlapping. So I said, okay, let me make it 12. So it's still overlapping. I said, let's make me 14. So it's still overlapping. I said, can I make it 16? So it said, yes, you can make it 16. So let me click on create subnet. So I created private subnet also. So what I did till now, according to my diagram, I created VPC, I created subnet, public and private both. But if you remember, merely by giving name public, nothing become public. They are private only. If you wanted to see, let me show you. So these are my subnets. So you can see Geek public subnet and private subnet. Let me click on private subnet. When I click on private subnet, when I go to route table, you can see it has only one entry. That is, it is talking locally. And it is what expected because it is a private. But if I talk about public subnet, and if I click on route table, and if I scroll down, see this, it is also having only one entry. That is, still it is talking locally. It is not going out. And how it will be able to go out? If you remember, create internet gateway and attach to VPC. So what am I going to do right now? I'm going to create internet gateway. So this is the diagram in front of you. So let me take some picture, blank picture, so that it's visible to you. So this is what, this. Now you can see that this is our diagram. Now I'm going to create one internet gateway. So I'm going to create Geeks internet gateway, GIGW, and I'm going to create internet gateway. Now you must be thinking, why am I creating like this? Why I'm not attaching? So I'll give you the answer after 2 minutes. So let's go to the console. So I'm going to create internet gateway. Let me click on create internet gateway. Let me click on create internet gateway. Give it the name is, let's say, Geeks. So let me make it Geeks IGW. So let me make it something like this, and let me click on create internet gateway. So I created internet gateway. Now, but what is the status? The state is detached. That's why if you see my diagram, that's why if you see I have detached it, I have not attached it. So first you have to attach it. Go to action, click on attach to VPC. Which VPC? Which VPC? Geeks VPC, and attach. So now I have attached internet gateway. So now if you see my diagram, I have, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this, and I am going to attach Geeks IGW here. Fine. So I've already attached. Now it is attached. So is my subnet become public by attaching? No. If you remember, by attaching internet gateway, subnet is still private only. If you want, you can check it. You go to subnet. Fine. You click on You click on Geeks public subnet, you go to route table, and if you still see it has only one entry, that is, it is talking locally. Now, how to make it public? So you have to create route table. So I'm going to create a route table. So I'll click on create route table, and I'm creating a route table. And for I'm going to give a name of route table as Geeks public subnet or route table RT. Fine. So it's a route table for public subnet. Okay, I'm giving, and it's for which VPC? Geeks VPC. Okay, and let me click on create route table. So one entry automatically coming. So that is locally it is traveling. I want one more entry. So I'll click on edit route. Fine. And I will add route. What route? So what is the destination? Wanted to go out via internet gateway. Which internet gateway? Geeks internet gateway. Yeah, this. Now let me save the changes. So route table created, and route table is having two entries. One to talk locally and one to go out. But I have created route table. Have I attached any to subnet? No, I have not attached. Still my subnet are private only. If you don't trust me, you go to subnet, and if you go to public subnet, only the name is public. Still it is private. It has only one entry. Now you go, it has only one entry. Now what you can do, you go to route table, and what you can do now, when you go to route table, you go to which route table we have created? Geeks public route table. This. Now this we have created. Now in this route table, what you can do now, if you go to routes, it has two entries, and you go to subnet association. Now when you click on edit subnet association, you have two options. To which subnet you wanted to attach this route table? Which route table? Geeks route table. Fine. To which route? So public or private? If you attach it with it will become public, and if you attach it with it will become public. So no matter its name is just a name. So if I attach, so I'll go by naming convention. So I'm attaching with public subnet, and let me save the association. So now my route VPC has become public. So now my VPC is a public. Now my subnet has become public. So if you wanted to check is subnet become public or not, you go to subnet, and what you can do, you can go to Geeks public subnet, and you now check the route table entry. Now it has two entry. Oh, it is talking locally, fine, and via internet gateway it is going out. But if you talk about private subnet, it has only one entry. Now if you go to route table, it has only one entry. So hope you understand now. It has only one entry, that it is only talking locally. It is only talking locally. This is what I wanted to teach you. Okay, now going next, I also wanted to teach you something else. That is few more points to be remembered, that every region has one default VPC. So every region has one default VPC, no matter which region we are. Every region has one default VPC, and all these VPC have same range 172.31.0.0/16. So if you don't trust me, let me show you. So just give me a minute. So let me take you to any of the region. So where I am right now, Sydney, you click on your VPC. In your VPC, you can see that 172.31.0.0 is your default VPC, which is already created. Now, if you go to any region, let's say you go to Frankfurt, fine. Even in Frankfurt also, you will find one VPC which is already created and having the same CIDR 172.31. So every region has one default VPC. So here also there is one VPC, one K VPC, one HCL VPC, and one 172.31.0.0, same site. Fine, it will be always be there. You go to any region. Let's say you go to let me take you to where? United States. Middle East, UAE. So let me take you to UAE, and let's see what it has. So if I take you to UAE, so even in UAE also you see one VPC is already there, which we have not created, and having a CIDR 172.31.0.0/16. Now the second point which I wanted to tell you is, let me click on this. The second point is that every region also has default subnet. subnets. Subnets. Now the question is how many? How many? So I'm asking this question to you. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. So how many? Every region has default subnets, but question is how many? 1, 2, 10, 20, or 5, or 25, or 100. So it's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 5, it's not 100. It's all depend on availability zone of that region. So Sydney has 3 availability zone. So Sydney has 3 default subnets. Fine. North Virginia has 6 availability zone. So North Virginia has 6 subnets. Fine. Hyderabad has 3 availability zones. So it has 3 default subnet. So let me show you that also. So let me go and show you if I show you default subnet in UAE. So let me click on subnet. So you see 1, 2, 3 are all default subnet. And why they are default? Because if you can check 172.31.0.0 172.31 see 16, 20, and after 16 32. So all these subnet belong to a default range. So these are all default subnets. So how many subnets are there in every region? It's not 1, it's not 2, it's depend on number of availability zone of that region. Fine. Now let me show you in North Virginia. So North Virginia has 6 default subnet. Let me show you. So you'll be having an idea of what exactly I'm trying to tell you about subnets. So see this. So where I'm in North Virginia. So in North Virginia, you can see how many subnets: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because why 6? They all are from 170 to 31. So if you go to Hyderabad, so Hyderabad has 3 availability zone. So it has 3 default subnet. Let me show you that also. So default subnet start from 170 to 31. So Hyderabad, yeah, 170 to 31, 1, 170 to 31, 2, and let me scroll down, and yes, 170 to 31, 3. So there are 3 default subnet in Hyderabad. So very important question. Now coming back to the next important topic. The next important topic you must be thinking that are these subnets public, private, or mix? Means some are public, some are private. That's as I told you that North Virginia has 6 subnets. So 6 default subnet, I must say. So all public, are all private, or they are some are public, some are private. So yes, what do you think? All of them are public. So all are public means all, I must say, default subnet are public. Fine. So if you don't trust me, yes, you don't trust me. Okay. Okay. Good. If you don't trust me, then I have to show you in that case. So see this. So it's very good that if you don't trust me. So where I am right now, Hyderabad. Okay. So let me click on any of the default subnets. So this is a default subnet. Yes. Go to the route table. Now when you go to the route table and see the entries. Oh, it has 2 entries. One entry of internet gateway to go out. Fine. So 100% is a public. Now you select any. It might be the one I have chosen. So let me select a default subnet. This one. This is also a default subnet. Fine. Let me go to the route table of this subnet. Yes, it is also having a 2 entry. Fine. And if you don't trust me, then you go to North Virginia and you say whatever you wanted to select. Yes, I'm waiting. Yeah. Okay. So this one, not this one, this one. Okay, not this one. Okay, let's go with this one. Okay, fine. So let me show you the route table entries. And yes, it has 2 entries. So all default subnet are private, public by default, not private, public by default. So very important 3 question I wanted to tell you in this video. So overall, we have seen that how to create VPC, how to create subnet, how to create route tables, how to attach route tables to the subnet, and all those things. Till then, what? Till then, what? Till then, I have to wait. And I have to say thank you so much. Bye bye. Let's meet next week.